I'm going to jump right in. And the question of the day is, I want to be more inclusive in my private practice to people of color, but I'm not sure what to do. And so I want you to start from the beginning, and I want you to do your own work. I'm going to put some books down below that you can read that I think it's going to be really important that we all therapists, white therapists need to do their work. I need to do my work. I need to educate myself more. And I think that's the first step. We need to take trainings. We need to watch Black-centric movies. We need to have conversations about this. We need to educate ourselves, and we don't want to put it on, people of color to educate us. We need to do this ourselves. And so before you do anything, I want you to, read a book about this, or however you consume information, or read 10 books, whatever works for you. Then I want you to think about when people first are introduced to you, whether that's through your social media, through your website, how are you portrayed, and how are people of color welcomed to your site? Do they see other people of color? Do you use images, that are not just white centric? Are you, like on your Instagram, are you quoting other central Black figures like Barack Obama, Oprah Winfrey, all of, Beyonce, people who speak out against racism, people who speak for mental health? You can still be on brand, right? And widen the types of images that you use, be more inclusive in your messaging, make sure that you aren't using images that are offensive to other people, even if you don't realize that they're offensive to other people. Make sure that your marketing needs to honor that, because that's going to be the first place that people see you. It's going to be the first place where they say, is this somewhere that I'm comfortable? So if not even if you work with people of color, if you work with Black clients or Hispanic clients or Latinx clients, no, this needs to be happening no matter who you work with, because you're a therapist and you were trained in graduate school to work with all kinds of people. We weren't just taught to work with white people. Well, that might be the narrative of our graduate school training, because most of the psychologists that we learned from were white, and that they have, many people are coming from a time when things were not like they are today, that we are not necessarily, we didn't get that training in school to be inclusive per se, depending on where you went to school and what kind of curriculum that you have. So we need to make sure that we are doing our work after graduate school in private practice to continue to educate ourselves and make our clients feel welcome, feel connected, and feel like they have a voice in your practice. One thing I want you to think about, if you are a group practice owner, do you have people of color working for you, or is your whole staff white? Do you have materials in your waiting room that represent all people? Do you have, if you're a play therapist, do you have dolls of all colors, toys of all colors, not just, Caucasian or white? Do you have books that, if you're working with, a little girl who, is African American, do you have books that you can work with her and she can see herself in those books and really express herself? Right? You want to move into your private practice. Who do you have working for you? Is there diversity there? Is there diversity in the products that you have? Is there diversity in the materials that you provide? Then I want you to think about your referral sources. If you work with, people of color, do you have psychiatrists, medical doctors, primary doctors, acupuncturists? Think about the people that you refer. Do you have, people of color that you refer to on a regular basis, or other therapists of color that you refer to on a regular basis? Look at your network of people. Do you need to widen that? Do you need to, have those referrals ready for your clients, whether it's for couples counseling, if you're an individual counselor, or individual counseling, if you're a couples counselor? You want to make sure that you have the resources for your clients, and that you're not just continually giving out the same resources just because those are the same, you have 3 psychiatrists that you refer to. you want to make sure to really do your due diligence and meet your clients where they're at, meet them on what they need. And what they may need is a psychiatrist who is like them. They may, your clients of color may need a different kind of psychiatrist because that's going to work better for them, or give them a choice. Some people may not mind seeing, a psychiatrist who, is not the same, but colorism, but you want to give them that option. You want to have those resources available. So I want to take a moment to thank our sponsor, TherapyNotes. If you're looking for an electronic health record that's really going to give you everything that you need to run a successful in-person and online practice, I want you to check out TherapyNotes. They are in their beta testing for their telehealth. It's been great. Our office has transitioned to it. It's been wonderful. So I highly recommend TherapyNotes. So let's go back and review what we talked about. You need to do your own work. You need to look at your marketing materials and make sure that they're inclusive. And then you need to make sure that your office is inclusive and that it's safe and that it's someplace where people don't have to relive out their traumas. So we all need to do this. If you are, committing to moving forward, being more inclusive in your practice, please comment below. Let us know, what you're doing, and maybe that'll give other people some ideas on some things that they can do. Thanks for letting me talk today, and I will see you all soon. Bye.